ExAM is the Extensible Assessment Manager, and we chose that name very deliberately. When I say assessment, I'm talking about using information to make decisions, to inform business processes, and to underpin the workflows that help you get your job done on a day-to-day basis. So the majority of today's session is going to be spent actually looking at and working through some elements that are very pertinent to emergency management with ExAM. So what you see here, this is the ExAM application as it sits on the desktop. I could go into a huge amount of detail about all the different things that you're seeing on this screen, but we have limited time today, and so I really want to focus in on just a few areas. You'll see across the top, we'll touch on many of these tabs. This is a very customizable thing. I can put whatever tabs that I want up here and change the focus of what I'm doing as an individual stakeholder at any given time. I want to, however, talk about the planning process. And we could talk about, there are so many things that are not going to be in this demo today that I wish we had time to cover, but we just don't have time. So I'm going to stay very focused on your business process. And certainly, if you have any questions as we go through this, stop me, jump in, tell me you want to learn more about it. But I'm going to move pretty fast otherwise. So the planning process starts in what is conveniently called the planner. And this tab allows the person responsible for administering these plans to have real insight into everything that's going on at a given point in time. So, you're used to assigning a specific planning effort out to all the folks in your organization. It's a big, complex organization. This gives you insight into all of those assignments, lets you know overall status, priority, because this tool isn't just built around supporting a specific planning process. You can support all different types of plans, assessments, inspections. There's a huge number of information gathering activities that can be covered under this. We're just focusing on this one area. So you can see here, I can see kind of a bird's eye view of this. I can come in and filter and show, just open assessments, just close things. I can do a lot of things here. But let's create something new. So this is where I would come in to create something, a plan that is going to be assigned to one of my folks in the user community. So I come in, I'll choose a specific facility, and I can add a site contact, somebody that I can work with. I can put some metadata in here for context, but I'm just going to assign it to somebody. I'm going to assign it to a resource. And so I have Paula Principal here. She's in charge of getting this done, and I'm going to choose an assignment type. And once again, there are so many other things that we could be assigning here. Maybe, and I took the liberty of taking some of the other forms and information gathering things that you guys do as a part of your emergency planning and response, and putting them in here. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I wanted you to be able to get this sense that this isn't just about one activity. This is a way to centralize information gathering so that you can use it as a resource across many activities. So I'm going to come in and assign this coordinated safe and healthy school assessment practices planning activity. I'm going to choose now as the assessment date and time. This is when I expect them to get started. And I'm going to hit save. When I save, I don't then have to pick up the phone and call that person and say, hey, I sent this thing across and now you need to get in and do something. It's smart enough to know that, hey, something just happened. I need to take a look into it. And you can see here, look, a task has been assigned to me. I've gotten this email, and so now I know I have something that I need to take care of. I can come in and go start working on that. Of course, I'm sitting here. I'm working on my iPad to pretend that the desktop screen isn't still sitting behind it. And so now I'm in the role of Paula Principal. I've got a bunch of assignments that have been assigned to me. Here's one that's sitting here ready for me to get going on. You can see I've got the specifics that came through for me, and then I've got an assessment form. And so I can come in and choose any one of these. So I'm going to come in to my own view of the planner and choose the plan. Right. Now you can see I've got all of my sections are available to me. I can come in and I can really quickly fill out the various informational elements that I need to work on so that they're available to me. And once I'm done with this, I can go ahead, submit it, send it across, and on the planning side, I can come back through and once again, I'll get notification that the issue's been closed. I went ahead and entered the data in once so that we wouldn't have to go through all 200 or 300 different form elements today while in the limited time we have together. I can come in and I can go in and take a look at the specific form. You can see here's the actual information that you've got in there. Here's all the typing that I did to keep us from having to do it. And I can go and look at an assessment report. And please don't focus on, the specific look and feel of some of these. We can make this look differently depending on what the requirements are. The idea here was to give you a sense of being able to rapidly pull in your specific information. How quickly could we put something together that met your requirements? You can see here, we were very quickly able to pull together all of the questions, and importantly, we also were able to pull in the scoring that you do. And scoring is something that's very important to exam as a whole. It's part of how we support decision models. So you can see here this demonstration piece that I've done. The scores have turned out fairly well, probably because I was clicking fast and furious. But you can see here all the information. You were able to put it in. We're able to pull it out. We can format it and pull it in and make it look how you want it to look. This was just a quick and easy view into all the different things that your organization's interested in. So that's sort of the high level. Assign the plan out to somebody, have them enter in the information and get the information back and be able to push it back out as a report. And I think that, that's clearly a big part of what you're trying to accomplish with this planning application. But when you talk about data collection and evaluation, it needs to be flexible. And this goes to, we talked earlier about, this requirement to have the assessment evolve with your business. Well, that's why we have the assessment development wizard. You can see here, these are all different templates that have been used in your organization, whether I pulled them from the SSP or from the different volumes that I was pushed across. You can see here, there are a bunch of different things that you gather information about. And these things, I'm sure, shift on a regular basis, and you shouldn't have to recode an application to be able to address those things. So let's go look at the one that we were looking at. So let's look at coordinated, safe, and healthy school practices. I click on modify, I'm dropped right into this assessment template. And this holds all of our different sections. So you can see here, we've got all of the different section templates that you gave. I can reorder these things if I need to do that. I can drop in and I can look at a very specific, let's look at a specific section template detail. I can weight the score that I get from any of these sections so that I can actually create something that's helping me get an overall understanding of how the thing that's being assessed is performing. And then I can do the same thing with each question. You can see here, very easy for me to add new questions. I click on the new question template. Or if I just need to edit one that's already in here, I can come in, I can quickly edit the question, I can put in the help text that I want to have, I can change the order, choose the question type that I want, I can put in the answers that are possible, I can choose a weighting, I can weight the individual answers that come back. The scoring, I'm really not going to focus on now. I'll focus on that. We have a whole wizard around scoring that makes it very easy to go through. You can certainly score on a question by question basis, but we make it so that it's a lot easier than that. So that's just to show you how quickly and easily you can evolve this thing to meet your emerging requirements. Let's get out of there and let's look at what scoring would mean. And let's look, we'll look at the same template. So come in, this could be any one of them, but let's look at the one we've been looking at. I want to choose to score a specific section. All right, well, which section do I want to score? Let's go in, we'll pick, health promotion for staff. Now you can see this is a very easy way. I've got all of the questions right here. I can assign question weights. I can assign answer option weights. I can actually set the overall section weight scores of all of these things. And it's a very quick and easy way to go through and change the way that you make decisions about things, the way that you evaluate things, and have that have implications for your organization. So I wanted to show you that because I think that is, when you talk about being able to evolve to meet emerging challenges, that is such an important component of this. So with that being said, we've kind of showed a little bit of how to get the questions in, how to get the information out, how to do scoring. But we haven't really talked very much about real-time operational support or analysis, or how do all these things tie together. And we certainly haven't talked about one of the most important things in my belief about both the planning exercise itself and about how to deal with an actual emergency as it happens. And so you'll see here the first two tabs I have here. One is emergency procedures and one is knowledge base. And I'm going to look at knowledge base in this environment. So knowledge base, what knowledge base allows me to do is create a very flexible way to look across the various sections of, in this case, one of my planning templates. This safe schools planning process, there's a lot of background information that I need. And so what this allows me to do, and you can see this is actually tied very closely to the various sections that we have in that template. You can come in and look at specific areas and get that background information that you need to be able to better understand, better put the information in. In technology, you hear all the time, garbage in, garbage out. It's very true. And one of the things that is an enormous problem is when people don't have all the information at their fingertips to make the right decision, to get the right information in, if you make it too hard for them to find, they just simply won't do it. And we don't want that to happen. This is too important because when you need it, you really need it. You need to have the right answers there. So you can see here we've got various roles and responsibilities, but this is something that you can manage and evolve over time. And you do it the exact same way that you build those assessments. The same way that you do that is the same way that you build this knowledge base. It's the exact same process, so you don't have to relearn something or learn something new. You just go through and instead of adding questions, you're adding responses. So it's a very simple thing. I want to flip over to the mobile side for the emergency procedures thing because I just think that's the way that you're going to see it, is that what's going to happen is that you're out, something bad happens. Well, these emergency procedures are almost always in a notebook somewhere. They're in a binder. They're not where you need them. You need to have these things available to you when the bad thing's happening. And so, let's say there's a bomb threat. Here's the specific procedure that's available in order to support the person who, probably in many cases, this isn't an everyday event for most people. You need to be coached up a little bit. It's nice to have something that's in the palm of your hand available to you at all times so that you have it and you can reference it. And so you can see here, there's this nice walkthrough that lets you see exactly, what you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to see and what you're supposed to understand. And now look, down here at the bottom, you can see these are questions. And, we'll talk a little bit about more about this in a minute, because this is something where you have a unique opportunity here to capture this information and then make it available to other folks. And obviously, this is information if you have emergency responders, people that are coming in. You want to have this information available to people as rapidly as possible.